But right now it's time to just stay focused. The key for me is keep the heart rate down right now. Keep the heart rate down, stay focused, and then when it's time for the heart rate to go up, then I'll use it.
Very nice. Obviously, you fought all the best in the world. Pedro, where does he stack up? I mean, how do you look at him as an opponent?
Pedro's obviously one of the best in the world to me. He's been in this game as long as me and Jose Aldo, excuse me. And nothing but respect. I mean, the guy carries himself like a professional, and he's just, I mean, I've seen him knock people out. He's a knockout artist is how I view him. A knockout artist, and he's a grappling finisher. So to me, he's a finisher. That's what he's always going for the finish one way or another.
Yeah. And last thing for me, I mean, you win here. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about how the title picture plays out, and sometimes your name gets mentioned and sometimes it doesn't. So what do you think? I mean, is a win here? Do people need to be talking about you as a title contender again?
You know, I think that anytime I'm competing, you should be talking about me as a title contender. I'm here to compete to be the best. I'm not here to, just play around. I'm here to keep going up. And that's why I'm looking to climb the ladder, not anything else. Just move up in a forward direction. That's it, right up the mountain to the top.
Right here. I know after your fight against Cejudo, you had said kind of the warm-ups backstage and then being shuttled to the arena kind of threw you off a bit. And then the next fight was in the empty Apex here. Now does this fight week start? Does it feel more normal to you now that the fans are in attendance and everything?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen a fan yet. Honestly, adjusting to the different fights, going from the fight that you mentioned, the championship fight that I lost, to the Casey Kenny fight that I had here at the Apex, which was totally, I mean, it's I don't want to say weird, but it is weird because the cage was smaller and it is silent. But then I kind of got used to the silence. Now your brain has to adjust to each thing. So after the Cejudo fight, I fought Kenny, and I was like, okay, you got to do things a little bit different in the back because the adrenaline doesn't rise as much on the walk. It's just a little different. Now, again, like I said a second ago, it's about keeping the heart rate down until the walk because your heart rate shoots up on the walk with the fans and the screaming and the FUs and your greats and all of the mixture. It's pretty crazy. So definitely I'm looking forward to being with the fans. I asked to be on this card because I'm fans of both of the champions, Dustin Poirier and Olvera. And the card is stacked, and so I just wanted to be a part of this.
And speaking of the cards, I think fans are surprised that you're on the prelims and then like Cody and O'Malley are on the main card. Did it matter to you where you fell on the card, or does it bother you at all that those two are above you in the pecking order of this fight?
You know, I've never compared myself to other people. It's important that you don't do so. You know, that would be a judgment realistically on myself and everybody else. And if I start, you start comparing, you start messing with yourself. Realistically, I get paid the same regardless of where I'm on the card. And so I'm getting good money to do less promotion and less headaches, and I get done earlier. And so I think I'm winning. And realistically, I'm getting more views. I'm going to get the undercard promotion plus the main card promotion. I don't think a lot of people know that. It's important for me to explain that to the fans in the world, that this is a very good slot that I'm in. It's, to me, this slot and the slot after are the best slots on the fight card. But egotistically, you want to say, I'm ahead of you. That's all ego. I mean, it really does not matter to me. I swear it doesn't. And it's important that my fans know that, and that the world knows that where you're at on the fight card doesn't change your pay. So we're getting taken care of.
Dominic back here. Dominic in the middle. I want to congratulate you on the National Wrestling Hall of Fame, right? You just got inducted into that. What was that experience like for you?
Thank you for that, first of all. It was really cool. I wouldn't say that, people go, well, geez, man, he wasn't like an Olympian or the best wrestler in the world, so what would he get that for? Well, it was they called it the Outstanding American category, and that was for using wrestling as a platform to create success for not just myself and for my people, but also for wrestling. I'm a huge advocate for wrestling, of what it brings to the table, that, more than any other sport, you have to sacrifice food, water, and your body. And that's a different thing. That makes it officially not a game. When you play basketball, when you play football, you're hydrated the whole time, you're fed the whole time, and you're playing a game. When you're wrestling and you're in high school and you're not having Christmas or Thanksgiving and you're sacrifice isn't the word, because that's you're choosing to be in that space and give those things up. That takes a different mentality and a different clear intention. And when you learn that in junior high, high school, you're not just playing a sport,